Put him in a body bag. Put him in a body bag.
Stopping in, we been tapping in, we ain't never late. Dropping gems, we been locking in. Now let's elevate. Took else to win, running laps again. This is steady race. People's champ, boy, yeah, you know I've been the heavyweight. Stopping in, we been tapping in, we ain't never late. Dropping gems, we been locking in. Now let's elevate. Took else to win, running laps again. This is steady race. People's champ, boy, yeah, you know I've been the heavyweight.
Recording.
21. Can you do something for me? Part 3 of our year-end wrap-up. We are now at the Popcorn Papi. Don't stop, pop that. We're here for our top 10 movies of the year. It is 2:48 in the morning, and we're still here delivering the content to you, the good people at home. Somehow, some way, we're still awake. We're still high energy.
Somehow, some way, we're gonna get this pot out today.
Because somebody's trying to get to the bag, they fumbled it. Now they bag and flip it and tumbled it. So like now we got a whole lot of energy. Cook it. But anyways, our part 1, we did our digging in the crates year-end wrap-up where we did top 10 albums, top 10 songs. Part 2, we did our Insomnia Hour wrap-up where we did our top 10 TV shows of the year. So it is time, finally, for our top 10 movies of the year, Popcorn Papi style. Now, we looked at the list earlier. Apparently, I have watched, I need to get the exact number on here.
124 movies.
Because I did add in some of the movies that I saw like this past couple weeks. Not all of them.
The only person I know go to the theater and they give them free snacks. Like, sure.
I saw 65 movies this year. I would say about 70 to 80% of that I saw in the theaters. So I was like,
here I am, can't even make a full list of 10.
Oh my God, he only has 8 movies on his list. I don't know how I feel about the fact that you only have 8 movies on here. This is crazy, bro. This might be the quickest list that we gonna get to. Can you do something for me? Stop looking at that list.
Oh, nope. I could add that on there. I could add that on there.
So you got 9 now?
I got 9. And I'm gonna move a few of these down for that one too.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I'm very curious of what that movie is. So does that mean that I should start with my number 10 since I actually have a number 10?
Go right ahead.
I was about to say The Boys. My number 10 movie of the year was The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. And it's like, I know that I'm saying that and everybody's like, what the hell movie are you talking about?
For real.
And we talked about it on the pod at one point in time, but it was the movie starring Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal. And it's about Nicolas Cage kind of like in today's time, and he's a washed up actor, and he meets Pedro Pascal, who's the head of a cartel, and he brings him over to his house to try to like, it's like his birthday party or whatever, and they wind up becoming like very fast friends, and then Nicolas Cage gets wrapped up in the drug cartel life. It is a very hilarious movie. It's a very well acted movie. I believe this movie is on Vudu. It's the only place I can find it. Yo, I was gonna say, can you Google it real quick to see if it's on anything else? Because I want to say it was on The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I'm pretty sure it was on like Amazon Prime or something like that.
It is watch movie. Stars. Hulu.
Oh, it's on Hulu?
Sling, Amazon Prime.
Oh, it's on that stuff now.
It's on that Voodoo.
Gotta be on Voodoo, baby. But like, yes, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. It was a movie that came out very early in this year when not a lot of blockbuster movies or other movies were out, and it's like I watched it and I left with like the biggest smile. I was like, wow, what a great movie. I told my boy Pythagoras about it. He absolutely loved it, and I was like, I need more people to watch this movie. But that's my number 10. Should I go into my number 9, or are you gonna jump into your number 9?
No, you go to your number 9 and then shoot it over to me.
Okay, my number 9 was Bullet Train. Bullet Train is now on Netflix. I think it's like one of the top trending movies on Netflix. But it is Brad Pitt plays a hitman or like a bounty hunter, whatever you want to call him, and he's sent on. There was a specific hitman that was supposed to go on this mission. He substitutes for this hitman, and he needs to go on a bullet train to secure a briefcase holding X amount of dollars on it. When he gets on there, he realizes he is not the only person on the train that's looking for this briefcase. It is a nonstop action thrill ride. It stars him. Oh man, why am I drawing a blank on some of these people's names all of a sudden? But Brian David Tyree, who's known for Paperboy, in the whatchamacallit on Atlanta, and then oh my God, it's not Evan Peters. He was Quicksilver.
He was Quicksilver.
He was Quicksilver, and he was whatchamacallit. He was Kick-Ass.
Yes.
And it's driving me crazy that I can't remember his name all of a sudden. You got it already? Because he's a great actor.
Yep. His name is Aaron Taylor
Johnson. God damn it. But like, I thought this movie was fantastic. Is this one of the movies is this movie on your list?
It is.
Okay.
Your boy Bad Bunny in there.
Bad Bunny crushes it in this movie. Zazie Beetz is in this movie.
Yep.
Whatchamacallit? Our boy that played he played Scorpion in the Mortal Kombat movie, the newer Mortal Kombat movie.
Mm-hmm.
He was in it like as well. But
Karen
Fukuhara.
Yep.
From The Boys.
Yep. There you go. Good job. Good job.
Yes, it's an ensemble cast. It's
Sandra
a very
Bullock.
fun. It's a very fun nonstop thrill ride, but it's I don't know how to put it. Where it's like it's kind of like a stupid movie, to be honest. Like it's like there's not a lot of like super substance about it, but it's a very stylized movie. It's like really what it is. But it's very fun, very action oriented. It's on Netflix now. Go check out Bullet Train.
Almost like a comical Pulp Fiction.
Kinda, yeah, I would say that. What's your number 9 movie?
My number 9 movie is none other than The Glass Onion.
I just saw it.
Yes.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Killed it.
Daniel Craig? Edward Norton?
Keep going. Stellar cast. They all did well.
I was going to say Kate Hudson, Dave Bautista.
You're saying everybody except the person I want you to say.
But it's not Daniel Craig?
No, Daniel Craig definitely did
Janelle
well.
Monáe?
There you go.
Okay.
She killed it.
Yeah. Oh, nobody killed it more than Daniel Craig, though. That man, Benoit Blanc, is like one of the best characters in fiction right now.
Man had the high slacks. Yo, listen, when he solved homie's puzzle in 20 minutes.
In 20 that was like my favorite part. He's like, can we start? This is who it is.
This is all whack, and I'm tired of it.
He's like, am I right?
But no, so,
and then the arrow hits him.
Right, he's like, ha! But yeah, so Glass Onion, Knives Out, it kind of reminded me of Italian Job.
Okay.
And Norton's also in that.
Yes, he is.
He kind of does some of the same whack stuff in that movie that he does in this movie. But
give him the quick premise of the movie.
Yeah,
those who haven't seen it.
Basically, Janelle Monáe's character.
That's a spoiler. You got to get the basis of the movie.
Okay.
Remember, this is a mystery movie.
Right.
So you got to be real careful about what details.
Okay.
That you
Yes. So basically, there's a group of people who have been friends for a while. They're all like kind of like mediocrely going through their career, and they're waiting for their big break, and it hasn't happened. Collectively, they come up with this idea to build this company that will launch all their careers in separate different directions, as far as like influencer, politician, science, very state-of-the-art, changing the world type stuff. And basically one person takes credit for the idea.
Ooh, yeah, getting into the meat of the story.
No, hold on.
Get into the meat of it.
Yep. And with that, taking all the credit, it severs the relationships, and through the movie you begin to see how those relationships develop, how they fell apart, what happens. It is a mystery movie, so they're all kind of like at an event that's kind of like a birthday party type thing, and at that it's like something that they do regularly, and they end up having some unexpected guest, and in that guest some of the mystery stuff is spoiled, which leads to a bigger mystery.
What you call it? You're getting into
No, chill out.
I'm telling you, bro, you're really on.
Ultimately, the movie ends up feeling like a very large game of Clue.
I don't know if that. I think you went really deep into it, bro.
No, I know.
Like the synopsis of the movie is like a bunch of friends get together for a murder mystery event, which then turns into like a real thing, and it just so happens that Benoit Blanc, the world's greatest detective, is there. It's like that's the movie. What you was getting like really into the minutia of the movie, And it's like, that's the part of like, yo, he was in dangerous territory.
Yeah, but I didn't step on any landmines. I think I was good. I think I was good.
It was very close. Like, in Bad Boys 2, when they're on the field, that's what it was like. I was like, I don't know if you should be able to say that.
They made it though.
I mean, not the bad guy. I forgot what his name was. Not Braga. I forgot what his name
I'm
was.
not him though.
Yeah.
I'm Will Smith crawling through the sand like I'm.
It was real close, bro.
Yeah, but this movie is on Netflix. It's about 2 hours long.
Maybe it's like maybe an hour and a half or something like that. I think
on the thing it says 2 hours and 20-something minutes. Credits and something is there. So.
Oh, okay, but there's definitely like 12 minutes of credits. But regardless of the fact, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie as well.
Yes.
It did not crack my top 10. But it was in there. So
easy for me because I didn't have 10. But it was a good movie. I do recommend, like, if you're chilling, kicking it, you're looking for something to watch, this is a good movie to watch. There's also a movie on Netflix that my youngest son started watching last night. I tried to stay up with him, but I fell asleep. But I woke up mid-movie and saw Forrest Whitaker singing and acting and dancing, and I was completely blown away to where I want to go back to this movie. I believe it's called Jingle Jangle.
I think I've heard of Jingle Jangle.
It's like a Christmas musical type thing on Netflix. All black people in it. It looks fantastic. I'm going to watch it.
Okay.
That's that 10 spot.
Oh my God. You're joking, right?
No,
I was going to say, please.
I'm just joking.
Please tell me Jingle Jangle.
I am going to watch it. It does look like my son stayed up and watched it. And he was very entertained by it. And I was like, dang, I kind of mad that I missed this moment and dozed off.
I really hope that of some of these other movies, you'd be like, I'm going to watch that too.
Oh, no, yeah.
I'm talking about the joints on my list. Are you going to move to your number 8 or am I going to move to my number 8?
I'll go to my number 8 only because it's easy because my number 8 is Bullet Train.
Okay, all right. Any other things you want to say about Bullet Train besides what I said already?
No. I think it was a comical action relief, and I enjoyed it. It kept me entertained throughout the entire movie, even down to the last scenes in the movie. I was just like, they did not skip a beat. They did well with this movie, and I like how, despite the fact that you have a lot of iconic people in this movie, no one character overshadowed another character. It's almost like everybody had their own part in the movie to have their moment to shine, which collectively added to the greatness of the movie. So it's pretty dope.
It's a great way to say it. Great ensemble cast, and nobody outshines one another.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it was super dope. I can't remember the dude name that plays General Zod either. That was much about the bad guy. You're on Knives Out, but it's all right. My number 8 movie was Nope, the Jordan Peele film.
Oh.
Jordan Peele's Nope. Is it on your list?
It is.
All right, so like I'll just get into like what the film is about. A young ranch hand,
Michael Shannon.
Damn.
He played a bad guy in an X-Men movie, didn't he?
No.
He was the bad guy in the Superman movie.
That's what I said. He was General Zod.
Oh, I didn't know that. My bad.
Man, I don't remember what the hell I was talking about. Oh, Nope. Nope is about this far out ranch that very mysterious things are going on. It's pretty much like a UFO movie with Daniel Kaluuya, Keke Palmer. Their dad was Keith David. He winds up getting killed under mysterious circumstances. After doing some investigation, they start to realize that they are being hunted down by a flying saucer of some sort. It's a Jordan Peele movie, so nothing is ever like as it seems initially. But like it was a great thrill ride all the way through. I think like most Jordan Peele movies, like they're supposed to be like a little bit scary. I don't think this one was necessarily scary, but it was definitely tense.
Intense.
But like I think after watching the movie, the discussions that come from after, I was like, what does this mean? What does this mean? Those are the best parts of Jordan Peele movies. Right. It's like he causes you to have a dialogue after watching the film about other things that you appreciated in it. Great performance by Keke Palmer. Awesome performance by Daniel Kaluuya as well. I mean, the scene where he's in the truck and he just goes, nope. And he spends the night in there. It's like, it's all worth it for that movie anyways. But yeah, that's Nope. I wish I could tell you guys what it was on. Do I have it in here? Nope is on Peacock.
Is it?
It is.
Watching it.
Watch some of this other stuff, bro, instead of keep watching stuff.
All right, my bad. So
That's your number 8.
That was my number 8. On the number 7.
What's your number 7?
Oh, you
I'm
want
doing.
to
Want to do mine?
Yes.
My number 7 was The Black Phone, and The Black Phone is a thriller movie featuring or starring Ethan Hawke, where Ethan Hawke plays a, I'm trying to think what you would call him, like a serial kidnapper in like the 1970s or 80s. And this kid is kidnapped by Ethan Hawke, and he's kept in his basement. The only thing that's in this basement is a mattress and, for some reason, a payphone that does not work. It is not connected to anything, but for some reason it rings and the kid can pick it up and talk to it. But the only people that are on the other end of the phone are the dead victims of the serial killer upstairs. It is a very wild, very tense movie because it's like the whole time.
Hello? You next.
And it's like he needs to talk to these past people that were in there to learn their mistakes so that way he can try to make it out of the trap. And it is intense the whole way through. It's a lot. It's on Peacock. I promise you you need to watch this movie. It's one of the best thrillers I've seen in a long time.
Okay.
The Black Phone.
Say less. At 7, I have Dragon Ball Superheroes.
Ooh, I like Dragon Ball Z. We saw it together.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, it's not on my top 10, but damn that I love this movie. Yes. Go ahead.
It's very, very excited. I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, so for them to have a movie in the theater, I was like, oh, this is pretty dope. And I'm thinking, like, when you go to see it, it's going to be like, all right, you're going to get the normal, like, Vegeta, Goku, super power up, fighting a bunch of people. This movie was not about them. I almost felt like this was the Andor of Dragon Ball Z. It's like, we're not doing all the Jedi stuff. We're not doing all the Sith stuff. This is about the regular people.
I mean, Gohan is still a Saiyan. Like,
yeah, I get it, but Gohan ain't been that guy who's been featured for a minute, like since Seth.
This is the Piccolo movie, first of all.
Right. And for me, Piccolo is the brother of Dragon Ball Z.
He definitely,
can't nobody
without
tell me
a doubt,
different.
like, he's been inducted into the community.
Right.
Whether he likes it or not.
Right. And, like, you know, like, I don't want to get too deep, but, you know, there's always been the question of the racial undertones of Dragon Ball Z, because I know they had the one episode with the black dude with the crazy-looking lips.
Oh, man, Mr. Popo.
Right. And then you got Piccolo, who's kind of like this Aunt Jemima black guy who keeps raising all these white kids. Ain't nobody taking
why
care of
Aunt Jemima?
I'm sorry, that's just the first thing that came to my mind. But he is like this, like he's like the wet nurse, the aunties, like he's raising all y'all kids, and why is he doing that?
What a vocab word, wet nurse.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like he raising all y'all kids, and he's trying to tell y'all how to be parents while y'all walking around not doing what you're supposed to be doing, and all your kids love him, including you, Gohan, as an adult, because he raised you too while your dad was off doing whatever he wanted to do, and still putting babies in Chi-Chi. So it's like, I mean, for him to finally,
he does use his father's move to win the fight at the end of the day.
Right. So it's just like for him to have his moment to like evolve as a character and have his great moment where he gets to fight, I thought it was pretty dope. I was happy for Piccolo.
Do you want to tell them the premise of the movie?
Yeah, basically the RR group was R.
Red Ribbon Army.
Yep, the Red Ribbon Army is basically revamping themselves, and they're trying to build new androids and new ways to attack Gohan and Goku and Vegeta and all the Saiyans, and they basically want to obliterate them from the Earth, and they're using the lie of saying that they're an alien race coming to destroy the Earth. And
are they wrong? Because that was Goku's initial mission.
You mean Vegeta?
No, Goku. Remember, he was sent as a Saiyan to destroy the Earth, and he bumped his head, and that's why he's like a fighter for good. So like they're not wrong.
They're not wrong, but they are wrong because that's not who they are now, I guess. But either way, you get the introduction of new androids, new enemies.
Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, their brothers is thorough.
Yeah. So I also believe that those are brothers.
I believe so too. I'm so glad we're on the same page. Gamma 2 specifically, yes. Like I was like.
Yes, but either way, that's what details the story, and then you have like the couple cameos of Goku, Broly, and Vegeta on the planet with like Beerus and them, and they're like working out and trying to get fit as always to be prepared for the next great fight that they're gonna have while there's a great fight happening that they know nothing about, and then like all that story unfolds. It's a really good story premise.
It's one of the best Dragon Ball movies I've seen like in a long time. I think Dragon Ball Super Broly was really good.
Yep.
And it's like that's probably like the gold standard of Dragon Ball movies, but it's like this one's pretty close to being up there if it's not the second best one.
Yeah, I think they did a good job.
I was gonna say like the focusing on Piccolo and Gohan. Those are two of my three favorite characters. You couldn't have pitched it better to me.
Right.
So yeah, we're gonna do a Dragon Ball movie with starring Gohan and Piccolo. I was like, I'm in.
Right. And I was just waiting for Krillin to show up and to get off, just like cause that's what he does. I just
Stop playing with my man. Krillin's top 5, bro. Krillin's top 5.
Yeah,
Stop
he
playing
bagged
with
the
him.
android and put a baby in her too. I'm like, how does
The baddest android. Stop playing with
how'd
him.
you have a baby with an android? Man, it's cartoons. But yeah, that's my number 7. I got
That's how strong his game is.
Okay.
That's W Riz, as the kids would say.
Okay.
So we're at number 6.
Did you go 7 already?
That was Black Phone was my number 7.
Okay, yep, so we're at 6.
Number 6 is Triple R.
I have Triple R at number 6.
Are you for real?
Yes.
It was really hard for me to move this down. This was my number 3 for a long time.
It was very high for me.
And I was like, I gotta be a little bit honest with
3
myself.
hours and 45 minutes of movie.
You want to talk about like the Fast and Furious of movies? It's like this was an anime mixed with Fast and the Furious, mixed with the Raid.
Listen.
It was like, and there was dancing, there was singing.
Listen.
Triple R is a Hindu film.
Yep.
Features 2 guys on the opposing side of the law. Like one of them is like a super cop, and the other one is kind of like a resistance fighter.
Yeah.
The super cop goes undercover, winds up becoming best friends with the resistance fighter. He doesn't realize that this is the person that he's
Firing.
was set to, stop, get me hyped. He doesn't realize that this is the person that he's actually sent there to get. And I wish I could describe like what this movie is, because it is 3 hours and some change. It's a very long movie.
Yes.
But it is like non-stop, like just nonsense going on. Like dudes are fighting tigers, dudes are fighting tanks, like they're flying, they're shooting bows and arrows. Like there's so much that are happening. It is like this is a movie. This is what we go to the theaters to see. Is like non-stop action and non-stop stuff like that. I don't know anybody's name in the movie. I don't know anybody's name out of the movie. I was literally calling them. Like one of them was Vegeta, one of them was Wolverine, because I was like, that's what they look like, and that's how they were acting. There's so many acts in this movie where it's just like it's almost like you're watching 3 movies in one.
Right.
And all I kept seeing about was comments for this movie was people were saying, "You guys like this one? Like we have way better movies than that over here. Like I can't believe that this is the one that America likes." I was like,
Send them.
feed me,
Send
feed
them.
me rappers and feed me beats. Like I was like,
Send them.
because like this was a movie. You want to talk about a popcorn flick? This was it, and it was like I watched it in the crib on Netflix. I think it's still on Netflix, and it is most certainly watch your time. I think it's a great watch with people. Like, it's like a group of y'all watching this wild ass movie. It's Triple R is where it was
I
at.
felt like I was watching the movie, but in the background, everything was changing and people were walking around mad fast. It was going from light to dark.
Are you watching the Broadway show?
Yeah. At first I was like, this movie is dumb long, but I had nothing to watch, so I was just like, I'm just gonna start it, fall asleep to it, and I did not fall asleep. Like even wifey woke up, was like, you still watching this movie? I was like, it's 3 hours long, I can't stop. But it's fully enriched with a great story. They make sure to engulf you with a lot of culture.
There's a lot of culture.
And making sure that you're understanding, like, while we're entertaining you, these are the things that are part of our life that means a lot to us, and we're going to make sure that we're properly representing that. And they did a great job with it. The story, I love the story.
I was trying to like talk about it, but it's like you can't do it without giving spoilers. But there's so much that
and
happens.
I think I made the comment before, just like I know somebody was just like, "Oh, well, there's all this crazy stuff happening. Like they're super strong and fighting tigers."
This
and
is
all
an
that.
anime.
I was like,
this is an anime, bro.
It reminds me of a kung fu flick.
100%.
Like you see a kung fu flick, like dudes just running through the air off of the leaves of trees that are falling and fighting in the air. Like what is any different? This is their version of kung fu, and I thought that joint was fire.
Absolutely. I love the fact that it was both of our number 6.
Fire.
I love that. Ain't nice?
Huh?
Ain't nice?
Oh yeah.
Fire?
Oh! Look at this guy.
Your turn, my turn.
I'll go. So
Number 5?
at number 5, I have none other than Sing 2.
Did you really?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. This was easy for me because I love both Sing movies. And
Sing movies better than Triple R? Sing 2?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Go ahead, go for
I'm sorry.
we saw this together.
I
in the
really
theaters.
enjoyed it, and you seen the way I was acting.
I very much enjoyed
I brought
this
the
movie.
whole family. We also went to see the first thing as a family, and it couldn't have got any better. Like there's father and son moments in here. There's moments of anxiety in here. There's moments of failure, triumph, and through all that, they're making you laugh and entertaining you. It's occurred like in the first one when homie came out to the jellyfish to the Kanye joint. Oh, well, I know you love the show. Oh, that man came out flashing lights. I was like, yo, come on, man. Then the second joint was like, them building the whole movie scene. Like, it was incredible. And
The
just,
snail come up. You used to call me on my.
yes.
You used to.
Yes.
I was like, oh, we're doing Drake in here?
Yes.
They did this for me.
Yes. And, for me, it's just like, not only did I enjoy it, but, to see the joy of my children enjoying it, us enjoying it together as a family, it made a staple for us. So it was an easy pick for me.
I did not like this movie. I'm gonna let you know it was nowhere near my top 10.
No,
I think it's like outside of the 20s, but I very much enjoyed Sing 2 a lot. I'll say it like this: it was above Thor: Love and Thunder on my list.
Oh,
it was it was very. Did you not put Thor: Love and Thunder on your list?
No, and I had a spot.
You saw it. At least it could have been your top.
I had a spot, and I
Doctor Strange didn't make it neither.
I know. And I had a spot, and I didn't put either. I purposely did not put either one of those on there because I was just like, no, these choices trash.
If one of them could have made it, which one would it have been?
I don't know, fam, because they were both equally terrible. I feel like if I picked Thor: Love and Thunder, I'm like, yeah, but this was so whack, and this was better than that because of this. If I picked Doctor Strange, I'm like, but this was so whack, and it was no. They both need to just stare each other in the face in darkness of bad movie.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, my number 5 movie, which you could find on HBO Max, was The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson this year.
Oh, I still haven't seen that one. That's the new one.
It is the new one. It all came out. All these movies came out this year. They're all new.
You're right. You're in wrap up.
But this is Robert Pattinson as Batman. He is a very early on Batman in his career who's wrapped up in a murder mystery committed by the Riddler. Of course, I'm gonna forget the dude's whose name who plays the Riddler, but it's like you've seen him in stuff like Prisoners and things of that nature. He's a really weird looking guy. I thought this was the second best superhero movie that came out this year. I did.
Paul Dano.
Thank you. But this is
Colin Farrell plays the Penguin.
yeah. But don't do that while I'm trying to do this.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize.
But this is Batman very early on in his career trying to solve a murder mystery that's committed by the Riddler. He's very much running into the Gotham underworld, which is led by Carmine Falcone. The Penguin and the Catwoman is in there. I think they set up a very dope looking. The movie looks fantastic. It sounds fantastic. I know there's a lot of debate. Is this the best Batman movie? A lot of people will say yes.
Oh, they say that every time.
I'm sorry to tell you guys, I don't think it's better than The Dark Knight. I don't even think it was the best superhero movie that came out this year, which my list would then say at another point. It is a very dark movie, and it's I think the tone of the movie is what people like more than anything else. Is it brings Batman back to those type of roots. It is a bit long. I'll let people know that
Quick sidebar, because I know you like stuff like this. In the Spider-Man movie, where Michael Keaton was the bad guy.
The Vulture? Yeah.
Yep. The kid who plays Spider-Man said when they were doing their fight scenes and they were really close, Michael Keaton would whisper in his ear, "I'm Batman."
Is he being for real? He said that? What an asshole. Did you know that DC, of all this stuff that they canceled, they were doing a Batman Begins movie with Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne?
Oh my goodness.
They can't. What is DC doing, bro? I don't get it. This is
He's 60.
without a doubt easily the best DC movie that they've ever come out with. We're talking Wonder Woman, Black Adam, Aquaman, all this stuff. It does whatever we're talking about. This is the best DC EU movie.
Batman always holds it down.
Always, that's their bread and butter. It's at very least Batman's gonna save us. And it's they were right. This movie was great. It was my number 5 movie of the year.
That's what's up.
Should I move straight to my number 4?
Sure.
My number 4 was what I thought was the best superhero movie this year. It was Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever.
At 4. Okay.
Was that 4?
Your boy didn't come out this year, or was that last year?
Well, which one?
The Rings of...
Shang-Chi?
Yeah.
No, that was last year.
Okay.
Wakanda 2 Forever. Like, the plot of this story is basically Wakanda is recovering from the death of T'Challa, who we know Chadwick Boseman passed in real life. So they're trying to figure out, one, who will take up the new mantle of the Black Panther and who will rule Wakanda. While this is happening, an underwater city of Taloqun is almost close to being discovered by the humans, and the King Namor, Cool God himself, you know it's coming, which is the feather serpent god, comes up to Wakanda and lets them know, it's like, we need to be a secret society. If you he hits them with the ultimatum. He's like, listen, you can either get with it or get lost. Either you join with us, or you will be the first place that we hit on the way out of here. And I saw this movie twice, and I thought the second time I saw it, I was gonna be a little bit bogged down, be a little bit bored by some of the stuff. Nope, it was just as good as the first time I saw it.
Say, bury your dead, mourn your losses. I'll be back in a week.
You are queen now. He told them who their queen was. You are queen now.
Yes.
Like, you want to talk about stellar performances from Angela Bassett,
yes.
Stellar performance from Winston Duke as M'Baku, stellar performance. I mean, what do you want to talk about? A standout, breakout performance from Tenoch Huerta as Namor. I can't wait to see him in more stuff. Apparently, they're saying he's going to be in the new Fantastic Four movie. Country boy in. I can't wait. He is making these girls' panties wet. Let me tell you something. Like, the internet is crazy. Like, I don't know what they want more. Like, Winston Duke to crush them with their thighs.
When they were premiering the movie, not like the actual viewing, but like the cast came out to meet everybody, he started salsa dancing with
Lupita Nyong'o.
Yes.
He wants to fuck the dog shit out of Lupita in real life. I don't know how else to put it, but like, if you watch their interviews,
so
like,
many other ways
he talks about her, like, he does this with his hands a lot. He's like, she was my rock, and I'm like, good lord, like, this man wants to unload all of it in there, and it's like, there's in times in this movie, he looks like he wants to do the same thing as well. He is a very big actor in Mexico. But people were talking to him like this is his first time ever acting. He hasn't acted out of here, but he's a pretty big deal like in Mexico. And it's like, I thought he crushed it his first time out, and I can't wait to see him in more stuff.
That's what's
up. About that too. Wakanda forever. That's my number 4.
All right.
Number 4.
At number 4, I have Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
In a bagel.
And a bagel.
And an everything bagel.
And an everything bagel. Joel recommended this movie to me. It took me a while to get to it, but when I finally did, I was amazed. And
did you cry?
I did not. They tried to make me.
Did it almost got you?
Yes, because you know how I do with family stuff and working through trauma and building and rebuilding broken relationships, restorative conversations and all that good stuff. And
bro, they almost made me cry watching rocks with googly eyes, bro. And I was just like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's a pretty dope movie. So basically, you could do it better. Please.
First of all, you know this movie's on my list.
Yes.
So it's like, if you want to just wait until I get to it, like, I'll go through the whole plot.
Well, that works because Wakanda is number 3 for me.
Is it really?
Yes.
I mean, anything else you wanted to add about Wakanda Forever that I didn't touch on?
The only thing that made me upset was that little blue beetle suit.
It was awful the second time around, too. Like, yes. It looked trash.
Yes.
They were called, like, the Midnight Sisters or something like that.
That was the only thing that ruined this movie.
And Ironheart's suit, too.
Yes.
I was like, Riri Williams is fantastic right up until she becomes Ironheart.
Yeah, it looks like something you get at the bottom of a Happy Meal.
It really did, though.
but other than that, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I'm happy that M'Baku is getting his roses, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And, of course, the end of the movie, which I won't spoil because there may be people who still haven't seen it.
You're right. There's a lot of memes going on around that, too.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I've already said my piece on that movie. That's your number 3?
Yep.
My number 3 movie was The Woman King, starring Viola Davis.
Okay.
The Woman King is about this it really is about like the Dora Milaje from Black Panther. Like they got their own movie for the most part. But what it is a group of warrior women led by Viola Davis. Their king is John Boyega, who's Finn from the Star Wars movies. I feel like you don't know who John Boyega is when I said that.
I don't.
I'm trying to think of like something else. Come on, I got nothing. Young black kid. He was the lead. He was supposed to lead these
What's
Star
his
Wars
name?
movies. John Boyega.
Voy?
Boy.
Oh.
Boy. So that's turning me into Big Sean. Yep, that's it.
Oh, yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
He plays the king of this African tribe.
Did you say the Black Star Wars guy?
Yes.
Oh, I
said
didn't
it
hear
twice.
that part. My bad.
And I was like, he played Finn, the black guy from Star Wars. But he plays the king of Africa, and they are at the point where they are trying to end the human trafficking slave trade in Africa, which they participate in. I feel like that was a big controversy about the movie. Is like people were talking about like, why are you making a movie about this tribe of Africans who sold other Africans in the slave trade? They make no means about that. Is like they were doing that. This is about them trying to stop that part. And one of the things is like John Boyega is a very young king, but he wants to make a lot of changes. And one of the things that they keep talking about or they keep hearing about is that he's even considering possibly making a woman king.
Okay.
And this movie is about that struggle and everything like that. Listen, man, the acting, the choreography, and the fight scenes. You love Gangs of London, woman king, bro. Like it's like the Dora Milaje and the Wakanda Forever. Like if you like the Okoye and all them people, you would love Woman King. Like that's what this movie essentially is. Is like just like the way that they fight. Like they like there's just some times where like you'll see a bunch of dudes and they like hear a noise and they're looking at a bunch of like blades of grass. Like what is that? And all of a sudden you just see like a bald head just come up. And they're just like, what the hell is that? It's like, what that milk dud? And then all of a sudden, like, all of a sudden 20 come up, then 50 come up, and they're like, ah! And you're like, oh, and it's like, it's so much fun. It's amazing. You gotta check it out. The Woman King. It's in my top 3.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta go to my 2?
There you go.
My number 2 movie of the year. I just want to say also, from Woman King on, 3, 2, 1, must-see movies. Like, you want to talk about, like, if you want to see the best movies that came out this year, these are the movies to see. Woman King, number 2. Top Gun Maverick, boy. That boy, Tom Cruise. Oh, live on the red. Tom Cruise, Top Gun Maverick is a fucking movie. Like this is a popcorn.
I watched it twice last week.
Did you really?
Yes.
It is a popcorn movie to the full, and it's like you need to experience it in theaters. The sound, the everything, the fact that Tom Cruise and everybody like did their own stunts for this, and they're all really flying these planes. This movie is a video game mission. First of all. It's like they're literally
Afterburner.
There's literally one thing that they have to do throughout this whole movie. It's like this is the mission, this is how you have to do it, and they do it like a video game where they take us in and we go through every single step of this mission until they finally get to. By the time they're ready to do the mission, we know what has to happen on this mission. They gotta go upside down. They gotta stay under. They gotta stay under this. And then like you're sitting there.
Out, fam.
And then like the whole time it's like they gotta climb now.
Don't G-lock. Don't G-lock.
And like you want like. I think it's better than the first Top Gun. I think so. It's like you trying to tell me like you got these dope stuff, and then you got the dope call signs. You got the Maverick, Hangman, Playboy, Hondo. What's my man Warlock? I thought was the best name.
Bob.
Yeah, my man Bob. Oh, they wanted me to love Bob so bad, and I fucking did. I love that nigga. But like. Top Gun Maverick is a movie, like through and throughout. Like it's a popcorn flick. Wow. It's blockbuster. It's all that stuff.
That means I know what your number 1 is. So
I think you do.
I'm probably better off that I saved it for you.
What's your number 2?
Nope.
Okay, all right. So what you guys say about Nope? Did you purposely not say anything when I was talking about Nope because you know you were saving it for this far?
Yes.
All right.
I enjoyed this movie from beginning to end. I don't care what people were saying about the movie, and it wasn't entertaining. It wasn't action. It wasn't scary.
People were saying that?
I don't care. Yes. You know, haters gonna hate. Everybody's gonna have something to say. For the lack of lines that old boy had, he drew you into.
Oh, Daniel Kaluuya?
Yes.
Because like that's his thing. It's like he's like an introvert. He doesn't talk much. He's
right.
like,
Right. And he doesn't have a lot of lines, but with the little that he does say and do, it draws you so close into the movie. Like, bro, I just want to kick it for a minute. You know what I mean? See what your life's like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then on the other side, you have the complete polar opposite through Kiki.
It says everything that comes to the top of her head.
Right, but even with him being such an introvert and her being such an extrovert, they still have this meeting in the middle where they completely know how to communicate with one another, and it makes perfect sense all the time. Like when they was on the porch slapping hands, I was just like, oh yeah.
Didn't I tell you this thing was gonna bring an electric Kim?
Yes, and it's just like some iconic scenes like could literally be posters in your house. Like
absolutely,
when the alien threw up on the house, and then they showed the picture of the house. I was just like, yo,
that's an album cover.
Yes, that is wild. You know what I mean? When both brother and sister are trying to do the best to stand out for each other when they're in the middle of the alien. It's just like, nah, it's me, you get away. Nah, it's me, you get away. Yeah. It's just like, when it all boiled down to, it's just like listen, being able to want to sacrifice yourself for somebody else is wild. It's just like, I thought it was dope. It got my homie Glenn in it from The Walking Dead. It was good to see him in there, and it was thoroughly entertaining. And it wasn't predictable.
Oh, not at all.
It wasn't predictable. It's like just when you thought you had it figured out, I was like, good job, Jordan.
But that's how they're good with it. Is like that's part of good storytelling. Is like we figure it out while the characters are figuring it out. And like we see how they got there. It's no miraculous. Like wait a minute. Like no, it's like it all makes sense. And it's like for the most part, like Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer's character, like they're kind of treated like dumb black people.
Yep.
Like they're farmhands, like they don't know how to do this or they don't know how to do that. But they're the ones that really figure this thing out because it's just like you guys are getting all complicated. It's like it's an animal,
right?
And it's like this is what animals do, and it's like and it's like, man, like, that final scene with Daniel Kaluuya is like it kills me, bro. Like I'm just thinking about it now, and I'm like, oh, it was up there, bro.
I love it.
You want me to do my number one, or you want to do your number one?
I'll do mine because you already said it, and it's none other than Top Gun. This was the best movie of the year for me. The best movie of the year. Like I said, I watched it twice last week.
I thought you were joking. You really watched it twice last week?
Yes, because I happened to be on TikTok, and you know how people just be broadcasting stuff, and Top Gun happened to be on somebody's live feed, so I was just like, I'm just going to watch the first cool scene. And that first cool scene led me to watching
the first cool scene is like the first 3 minutes of the movie. Like this movie is from start to finish.
Watching the rest of the movie, and then I watched it on regular TV because I was like, I didn't do any justice by watching it on my phone, and I watched it on the regular TV because this joint is just that fire. I enjoyed this movie thoroughly.
I'm so glad that we both had it in our top two.
Yes. Shout outs to Val Kilmer. You know what I mean?
I think I had what it was on now too.
It's on Paramount.
It's on Paramount?
I believe so.
Oh shoot, Paramount Plus.
Double check, because I could be wrong. But it is definitely on a streaming site where you can watch it now, and if you can, it's definitely worth it. What's his name? Does a great job of playing Rooster, which is Goose's son.
Miles Teller.
Yes, Miles Teller.
It is on Amazon Prime and it is on Paramount Plus.
There you go. Look at me doing my homework.
Who are you,
doing my homework. But yeah, if you need to see anything that's full of like relationships, of rebuilding, but you still want action, you still want suspense, this is all of it. Because when they ever went to go get that other fighter jet to get up out of there, I was just like,
Bro, come on now.
And you find like you had Goose, and now you got Rooster.
Don't do it.
When that man was like, eject. He was like, it's not working. I was like, oh. I was like, don't tell me you're about to do this. Don't tell me you're about to do this, because I was just like, the best thing to make this movie complete is just like if y'all murk Maverick.
We're not spoiling the movie for people who haven't seen it. Remember,
I'm not spoiling.
Okay, all right.
I'm just making a statement. You always trying to keep me in check. That's hilarious. Listen.
You be tiptoeing in my Jordan. I need you to relax.
It's hard, man. It's a good movie.
I don't know how a kid doesn't see this movie and not want to become a pilot. I'm like, this is the most hype. Like if young Joel had sat down at like 6 years old and like watched this movie, I'd be like, being a pilot has to be the coolest thing of all time. Like, this movie is just oozes cool. Everybody in there is cool. Even my man Bob, like, he's cool.
Yes.
Like, everybody is fire. My man Hangman.
Yes.
You already know. And like,
that man Maverick was like the Skip to my Lou of flying planes.
He really was
out there.
when he gets like quote unquote fired.
Yes.
And then they're just like, yo, where'd he go? And it's like, yo, somebody's in the jet right now. And they lean forward, and they're just like they're all just like,
this is not supposed to be happening, but I want this to happen.
And they were like, oh, the target time was 3 minutes, and he was like, put the timer at 2:20. I was like,
yes,
I'll fucking stab somebody right now. Like, yo, there's nothing. It's you're like everything's just up there.
And I didn't realize that old boy Hondo.
Yeah.
He plays a police officer in South Side.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh, look at Hondo.
He's a really funny character in a different show. But I think it's Veep that he's in, and it's like he's hilarious.
He's hilarious in South Side.
Okay. But I can't agree with you more. Top Gun Maverick, like, you haven't seen the movie in a long time, and you're just like, I don't even understand what the movie theaters is all about right now. Watch yourself some Top Gun Maverick, and you'll be like, God damn. That's a motherfucking movie.
Sit out. And I did go see this one in the theater.
You did go see it in there?
Yes.
Did we see it together?
Yes.
Yes, we did. My number one movie was your number 4 movie. It was Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, starring Michelle Yeoh.
Go ahead.
Yeah, like, you want to talk about the multiverse of madness. This movie took the multiverse of madness. It took Terminator. It took The Matrix. And then it was just like, let me show you like how you really supposed to write a story based around like a plot device.
Yeah, because I was over the multiverse stuff.
And it was like, I feel like this one turned it completely on its head, and I was just like, this is it. So Everything Everywhere All at Once stars Michelle Yeoh, who plays Evelyn, who's like an older Asian woman who runs a laundromat, and she's in a struggling marriage, and she's having issues with her daughter. They're trying to save their laundromat by going to the tax evasion office. When she's on her way to the tax evasion office, her husband all of a sudden, I don't want to say transforms, that's not what it is like he switches personalities from another version of him in the multiverse, and he lets her know that she is like the number one Evelyn, and that she has the ability to channel the other abilities of the other Evelyns in the multiverse in order to defeat this villain who I can't tell you who it is. But it is such a beautiful love story. I think the dialogue in it, like just talking about things like you said before, where it's like, having restorative conversations, it's about grief, it's about acceptance, it's about like what truly is love. And it's like the way that they interweave different versions of themselves and how those different versions actually contribute to helping her defeat the villain of this movie, I thought was like absolutely beautiful. I was so floored by like a lot of the what's the word I'm looking for? It's like the metaphors and the thing in the movie, like the way that they go back and forth. And it's like, the fight scenes, like it is, like I said, you want to talk about what I know Kung Fu, and they're doing the Matrix and stuff like that. Like there's a lot of that, and it's like,
that's Shorty from the golden classic Crouching Tiger,
Hidden Dragon, bro. Like
I could watch that today and be entertained
all day. Michelle Yeoh's been on like a run. Like she's been in a lot of movies that you didn't even know.
Listen, when Shorty was like, "Go ahead, grab another weapon."
Yeah, go like,
man, I'm about to watch that scene today.
Yeah, because you had the Green Destiny that you could speak.
Right.
But Zhang Ziyi.
Right.
But like Everything Everywhere All at Once is like, to me, peak cinema. It's like, you want to talk about like cinematography, you want to talk about writing, you want to talk about putting everything in there, you want to talk about symbolism, like all that stuff. I just thought it was all so perfect, and I was in tears at certain parts like in this movie, because it's like the way that they talk about each other, or the way that they talk about love, or the idea of it is just so beautiful to me. And it's like there's so many like things that like they say where it's like, even like out of context, it's just like, it's such a dope thing to see. Because like the thing is like one of my best friends, Mr. Chev Chelios, in here, he asked me the question one time when this multiverse stuff started really happening, and he was just like, let me ask you a question. Do you think like you're the best version of you that like you could have been? And I just looked at him, I was like, no, like not even close. And so he was like, really? And I was like, no. Like, I was like, I know for a fact that, like, I could have made better decisions, or, like, I could have done things differently, or I could have done this. And it's like, imagine getting a chance to right those wrongs. And it's like, that's what happens, like, in this movie, where, like, to have the self-actualization and the realization that, like, I don't even need to be what I think is a better version of myself. Like, I have it in me, and I could just do it. And, like, there's, like, a scene where, like, she has, with her husband, who she's having, like I said, a struggling marriage with, and like she's looking at him where like he's like anything less than a man for the most part. But then it's like she comes to the realization is like this man is the most manly man that he can be. And like she has a scene with like the so-called manly version of Waylon. And it's just like, you know, they're talking about stuff and he's just like, you know, they didn't end up together. And he looks at her, he's just like, man, that sounds amazing. He's like, you know, I would have been fine just doing taxes and doing laundry with you for the rest of my life. I'm getting choked up right now. I'm telling you right now. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Apparently, it's on Amazon Prime. Do yourself a favor. Watch this movie. Like, you want to be like, this is a movie that's like, what's the type of movie that like Joel's really into? You want to talk about comedy, you want to talk about love, you want to talk about action, all this stuff. It's all in there. I'm not really crying. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Do yourself a favor. Watch that movie. That's my #1 movie.
Your reaction was priceless. So I'm not really crying over here.
I was like, I feel like you're doing a bit, and I'm trying to wrap this shit up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get up out of here. It's the year-end wrap up.
I love the word bit. I feel like you're doing a bit. But yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah, so like make sure you guys look out for on the Instagram, like within the next 2 to 3 days we'll be putting like our list up. Definitely. And like where you can find like a lot of the stuff that like we listen to or watch and everything on there. Part 1 covered all the music, so we had our top albums and our top songs. Part 2 had our top TV shows, and this part 3 was our top movies of the year. I wish we could have figured out a way to do sports. Like it was like, what did we do? Top basketball plays or like whatever. It didn't make any sense. Do you have anything else that you want to close with?
Nah, man, I'm anxious for the new year.
I am as well.
I love the new format. I love what we're bringing to the people. I have gotten some requests for the heavyweight lovers. So some people's like, we really need that to come back. So we are going to get back on top of that too, because we love the fact that you appreciate that. So as sometimes we do feel like we're rambling on sometimes, and we do digress sometimes, but a lot of that information was valuable to a lot of people. So we want to make sure we're getting that to you as well.
I think that just goes to show, like, as well as like we are listening. So do something like, please comment like in the sections whether you agree or disagree. If there's movies that we didn't see or TV shows we didn't watch, music that we didn't listen to that we should have, please. I'm always looking for new stuff to consume. I'm sure Raisin is like as well, even though he has to catch up on a lot of these movies. I'm still looking at that question mark like on your number 10 spot. Let us know what you thought about these movies, or like if you do end up watching it because of us, let us know like your thoughts on it. Tell me if I'm wrong. If you watched Everything Everywhere All at Once and you didn't cry, I think you're a liar. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Did you cry?
No.
You're a liar. So like, do yourself a favor, put it in the comments. We'll see next time we see you guys. It'll be in the new year. I mean, we still got to talk about. I watched Avatar 2. I watched some like all these other movies that we still got to talk about.
Or it gives me time to see it.
Yeah, so like, love y'all. Have a happy new year. See y'all then.
Dude.